when something isn't adaptable and it's put under pressure? It breaks! I'm going to teach you how not to do that by becoming the best person for the job in today's Message for Monday, a useful message for teens in 4 minutes or less. Steel isn't adaptable. It doesn't bend or flex or mold easily. Because that makes it strong, people often confuse immovability, or the refusal to move, as being a highly desirable trait. I is who I is, and I ain't changing it for nobody, no how. And if you don't like it, you can just move along. But I don't see that as being a desirable trait all the time. You see, steel is useful, but it's not valuable. You can find pieces of it in the street and left behind at construction jobs. That would never happen with something like gold. Gold is literally hunted for, sought after. People rush to find it. Why? Sure, it's shiny and a pretty color, but lots of things are. Gold is valuable because it's adaptable, moldable. You can shape it to fit the job that needs to be done. It's a soft metal. Now, hold on a second, Joey. Are you telling me to be soft? That's weak, and I ain't weak. If the word soft throws you off, then let me flip it for you. Gold is resilient, adaptable. Now, is that being weak or is that being smart? The opposite of being resilient and adaptable is being sensitive, vulnerable, fragile. And I think those words better apply to steel. Steel is sensitive to the elements. It can rust and decay. Gold doesn't. Because it doesn't bend, you can argue that steel is more vulnerable, more fragile. What does any of this have to do with you being the best person for the job? Well, at your job as an employee, or at school in some group work, or in your circle of friends, are you steel or are you gold? Are you willing to adapt, or do you expect others to bend around you? If you find yourself often left behind to rust in the rain or not valued, then you might have been steel. If you find people often seek you out, want you around, then you might have been gold. Now don't worry, if you find that you're mostly steel sometimes, we can totally do some alchemy and change you into gold. This is how. In any situation where you want to be more adaptable, more valuable, ask yourself these 3 questions. Question number 1, what does this person or group or situation need? A leader or a follower? Someone loud or someone silent? A performer or a spectator? Or any other options, every situation or group or person is going to need something different. Question number 2, how can I best fill that need? Look for things to do that will best fill that need. Maybe it's listening to someone's story. Maybe it's putting all the chairs away. Maybe it's leading everyone in a game or in a conversation. Now, the action that you need to take might be outside of the things that you usually do, or maybe you feel like it's not your role to do those things, which is why you ask yourself question number 3. Is what this situation needs outside of who I want to be, outside of my values, or is it just causing me to stretch? You don't have to adapt beyond your values. Gold adapts, but it never stops being gold. And gold can't do all things, but it's secure in its own value of what it is. But if you doing the best thing for the job just puts you outside of your comfort zone, causes you to stretch a little bit, then that's awesome, and I encourage you to do it. Giving a presentation, running farther, working harder, stretching beyond what you're used to is good. That's adaptability. Steel is a dime a dozen. People who can't adapt can be found anywhere. But people who can fit the situation perfectly while still retaining their inherent nature, they're rare and really valuable. Did you find this video helpful? If so, you gotta get my new gamified mindset training app just for teens, Sidekick to Hero. That's where I go deeper into all this stuff with an amazing community of teens striving to become the hero of their own story. It's kind of like video games and YouTube had a baby. You can earn XP, level up, customize your own avatar, and win real life prizes. All while learning how to be more confident, build better social skills, and achieve your goals. Check it out at sidekickttohero.com.